Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If this is actually your first time, I'm Natalie and I talk about everything as it relates to packing up and moving to Canada as a new immigrant. Now today's episode is really a very short, sweet filler episode in between my wedding dress series. It's a two-part series, and last week or the week before, whenever I posted, I shared my experience at David's Bridal. The customer service was top tier. And the dresses were okay, but they weren't speaking to me. So that I marked off as an epic fail. My upcoming episode is going to blow your minds. I kid you not. And you also see the dress that I wore. And let me tell you, I have heard from everybody, including my husband, that my dress was absolutely stunning. And so I can't wait to share that with you. But I wanted something in between to just slow things down and walk all the way back. And how far can I walk it? I can walk it back to May 2017, the first time I set foot on Canadian soil. That was an epic experience, and I want to take you along with me to see what that was like, because as I mentioned in my book, yes, if you're new, you don't know this, I do have a book and it's called Packing Up and Moving to Canada 101. And in this book, I detail, among other things, my experience coming to Canada for the first time and the thought process behind that. And if my first time to Canada was anything to go by, I don't even know why I came here to live. Anyways, before we get started, you know the drill. Let's go. Okay, so story time. Now, prior to moving to Canada, I spent a number of years working in the public sector back home in Jamaica. And in particularly one of my roles, I traveled significantly overseas from time to time. And in 2017, an opportunity came up for me to attend a conference in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I have a really good friend, Marique. She's been featured on this channel before. We've been friends since we were children. And at that time, she was living in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And so I said, okay, you know what? I've never been to Canada. I love this opportunity. And it was an amazing conference to attend. So of course, I did all the paperwork stuff through the government, of course. And I got that visa to attend the conference. I was so excited. I didn't know what to expect. I traveled a lot before, even as a visitor, not a professional, as a visitor, but I had never traveled to Canada. So it was just so new to me. Like, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know. But at that time, I really was very curious because I heard a lot of great things about Canada. In fact, I actually wanted to come to Canada for school back in 2013, and that did not work out. So I was excited to see what Canada had in store, to see if it was in fact the place that I should perhaps look into migrating as a professional. So on the 15th of May, 2017, I arrived at the Sangster International Airport, and I was waiting patiently for my flight to be ready. And I noticed that there was this man. I'll never forget him, and I'll probably just try to put clips throughout this video. But there was this man, and he seemed a little bit off to me. Quite off, right? Like I thought maybe he was drunk or something. He just really didn't seem all the way there. So observed him, but I was just so tired. I actually had just come from Kingston the night before, stayed by my mom, and got to the airport. So it was really just very hectic for me, and I really wasn't following him up, as we Jamaicans would say. And got on the plane, and of course, as I said, I was exhausted. So shortly thereafter, I fell asleep. I don't even know how long after. I kind of just heard a lot of sounds, and I was like, no, I did not just close my eyes. Yes, I did just close my eyes, but I was so deep in my sleep. When you're sleeping and you're just hearing lots of sounds, and it really is just kind of waking you out of your slumber. That was me. I got up and I just saw it was just a very busy scene, and persons like men were trying to kind of walk down to further down towards the back of the plane to help the air hostesses restrained the same man that I thought was intoxicated prior to us boarding the plane. Turns out, from what he was saying, that he was gonna take down the plane. He was trying to open the doors so that the plane would crash, we would all die. I don't even know. Like, listen, I was asleep. I could not understand what was happening. And of course, everyone else was kind of taking out their phones. In that moment, I'm like, you know what? If I'm gonna go, I'm probably just gonna take out my phone too. And so I kind of recorded my half-awake self and this man who was wrestling the people. And of course, they tried to contain the situation. It was very hard to do. And so they decided that we'd have to land in Orlando. So the flight was diverted to Orlando. And we had to stay there for a couple of hours. The FBI had to come, you know, they removed him. It was a mess, right? Anyways, by the time we arrived in Toronto, and just as I'm supposed to say, Toronto. Anyways, by the time we arrived to Toronto/Toronto, my flight and my connecting flight to Winnipeg had already gone. So of course I had to stay overnight and take the early flight the following morning, which meant that I would have missed a portion of my conference. I was not pleased. I was not pleased at all. Anyways, stayed over at a hotel, and the following morning I left for Winnipeg. Now, by the time I got to the hotel that I was supposed to be staying at, where they were also hosting the conference, I heard that I had to hold on a minute because they were filming a movie inside the hotel. It's a Fort Garry Hotel in Winnipeg, Manitoba, downtown Winnipeg, Manitoba. And I was like, a movie in this kind of rural place. In my head, I thought it was rural, right? Something in this rural place, because it looked nothing like Toronto. So by the time I got inside, I was checking in and, you know, waiting on the hotel staff to kind of help check me in. I kind of just turned around to kind of see what was happening, because they were, in fact, at that time, filming in the lobby area. Beautiful, big lobby area. When I looked, people, hold on, because even now I'm still like, I'm gonna probably share some little weirdo pictures that I took, because I could not have this person behind me, like not directly behind me, but somewhat behind me, and not catch the person behind me, even though I was looking like a hot mess. Anyways, yes, I was looking like a hot mess in the photo. But yeah, when I looked, it was Keanu Reeves. I kid you not, it was Keanu Reeves, aka John Wick. I almost passed out. No, after that grouping moment where I was legit taking photos of him behind me and taking photos of him filming, I eventually went to my room, kind of got myself settled and, you know, really freshed up for the conference. Went there and everything else worked out nicely. I met up with my friend Marique and my godson. We had a really good time. I really enjoyed my trip to Canada the first time. And so even though I thought I was gonna die on that flight, in the end, I knew I had to come back. And I went back home to Jamaica. I said, you know what? Let's get the process started. I'm moving to Canada, and here I am. Well, I hope my story was short enough, sweet enough, and intriguing enough to get you to go out and support me by purchasing a copy of my book, Packing Up and Moving to Canada 101. Actually, the full name of the book is Packing Up and Moving to Canada 101, an experiential guide from pre-application to settling in as a newcomer to Canada. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. Do support in any way you can. Share this video with a friend. Click that you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring off the notification bell so that you will not miss a beat when I post a new video right here on this channel. Bye, guys.